Hello friends, I'm Em. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are doing my October TBR. Wild. Just absolutely wild. Honestly, do I have any business making a TBR for October? Probably not. I have been doing a trash job at reading my TBRs for the last couple months, but you know what I love to do? I love to make a list. I love to make a to-do list regardless of whether or not I'm going to attempt to complete it. I've never met a list I didn't want to make. Anyways, I am going to try to work smarter, not harder this month. And instead of trying to pick out random books that I would want to read, I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of a couple of the TBRs I have planned for various vlogs this month. And then of course we will draw from the TBR jar, which found out my youngest has been playing in it, and so a bunch of the things have come unfolded, but that's okay. I will continue to be honorable. So let's start with my, what do I usually call this? Mandatory obligation, my obligation reads. I am going to be skipping the Betty's Pages reading your shelf, challenge your shelf reading challenge. This month I went through the list and I've read the adult option, I've read the YA option, I'm just not interested in anything else. So I'll be skipping it this month, which is okay, that's fine. And Betty Pages is a indie bookstore in Illinois, and they have a book club thing where they pick a couple of books in every age category, and then you get to just kind of pick which one you want to read. And it's great. It's really only becoming a problem when I've read all the books that are an option. For Buzzword Readathon, the word for October is relationships, so it has to be some sort of relationship in the title. And I think I'm going to read The Night Guest for this prompt, using guest as the relationship word. And this is a horror novella that came out pretty recently that I am really interested in reading. And since we're talking about The Night Guest, we're gonna dive in. I am going to be doing a horror vlog for Halloween this year, and I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to it. I am going to be reading The Night Guest in that vlog. I also am hoping to read Friendo Lives by Adam Cesar, which is the sequel to Clown in a Cornfield, and that is a YA slasher. I had a great time with the first book. I read the first book for Halloween last year. And then I'm also hoping to get to Guillotine, which is Delilah S. Dawson's most recent horror novella. And then I also have a couple other books on the list, but I'm gonna let them be not secret, but they're also subject to change. These are the three I'm the most passionate about reading in that vlog, but I'm also floating around some other ones. I'd love to read Haunt Sweet Home by Sarah Pinkser. Gosh, I hope that's the right name, but it's this book. And I'm also eyeballing The Spite House. I'm behind on my Alexis Henderson, so House of Hunger might be fun. But those first three for sure. And then everything else I read in that vlog is kind of up to subject to change. There we go. And then I'm also going to be continuing my 3-part romance reading vlog series thing. Part 2 is going to be coming out in October, and I am going to be reading mystery romances for that vlog. There's going to be 4 books total, but I'm going to show you just 2 of them for now. I'm going to be reading Hither Page by Cat Sebastian. This is historical romance with a heavy mystery element. I am a big Cat Sebastian fan. I read her in part 1 of this series and liked it okay. I'm down to read more from her. And then I'm also going to read A Lady's Guide to Mischief and Mayhem by Amanda Collins. I have heard really good things about this series as a whole, and this book in particular. This is set in 1865. This one is a het relationship, and I mean, Cat Sebastian only writes queer, so I believe this is a gay relationship. But James and Leo, yes, so this one's gay. And then, like I said, there's 2 more books for that series, or for that particular video, so keep your eyeballs peeled for that one. that was it. That went by really fast. This could be a real short video today. All right, and then we are, of course, going to dive into my TBR jar. What color do I want? What do you think? What would you pick? I feel like I haven't picked purple for a time. I keep picking white because I know my newer, like my more recently acquired books are on white slips, but maybe we'll go for one of each. Maybe we'll just take a yellow to start. It was right on top. And this book is going to be The Story of Silence. Oh, I see it. This is by Alex Myers. This is a queer King Arthur adjacent story. I don't think it's a King Arthur retelling. I just think it's set in the time of King Arthur, and I've heard really good things about this from booksellers primarily. I haven't heard a bunch of very much chatter about it from like BookTube or Bookstagram sphere, but I have heard it recommended by booksellers, and that's always a good time. I think this will be good. And also a good break from maybe spooky season books. I should get more. I don't think I have very many spooky books in here. I tend to read my spooky books pretty quickly. Let's do purple for the next. All right, and the purple book is going to be, wow, this one's been on my TBR for forever. A Magic Steeped in Poison. Again, we have a theme. Books that I bought because of bookseller recommendations. I grabbed A Magic Steeped in Poison after seeing it recommended from a bookseller on a Novel Neighbor's TikTok, I think. A Novel Neighbor. Anyways, it's a bookstore in St. Louis, Missouri. And their booksellers were so enthusiastic about pitching this book on their social media, and I was 100% a sucker for it. So it's been on. I bought this like right when it came out, when it was brand new. I was so excited. 2022. Okay, not as long as I feared, but still. All right, we're gonna do one more. Do I want a white one or red? Let's do red. I feel like I've been purposely, or we could just not try to pick a color. I could just randomly. Okay, purple stuck on my finger. That's the one we're gonna go with. Purple is, oh no. Can you see that? My writing's so tiny. The Genesis of Misery. I don't even know if my camera wants to focus on that. I feel like it wants to focus on the blanket. Okay, the theme continues because I bought this because my bestie, who at the time was a bookseller, read an advanced copy and loved it and talked me into it. So I love that there was an unintentional theme this time. The Genesis of Misery, this is a sci-fi Joan of Arc retelling by Neon Yang, and I've heard really mixed things about it. I feel like half the internet really loves it and thinks it's one of the best books ever, and half the internet doesn't like it at all. So it'll be interesting to see where I fall. Oh my gosh, there's so many words on these pages. Okay, it'll be fine. I have the audiobook on Hoopla. I've had it saved for forever, hoping it would prompt me to pick this up sooner, but you know, we got there. So this is what we're working with. Not too shabby. Plus all the horror titles that I rattled off at the beginning there. And let's hope I do a better job of reading my TBR in October than I have been doing, because I have been slacking and heavily relying on my Ketchup and Pickles vlog to catch up on my TBR, which is not ideal, not how I want that to go, because then I'm just doing catch-up books and I'm not getting to do Pickles books, which is not the point. What else do I want to tell you all? Anything else? Oh, Spookopoly is also in October, and I really want to participate, but I'm not quite sure how to participate in that readathon and then also read books for the content that I already had planned out, because I'm also very excited about all the content I have planned out for this month, and I don't really want to change my plans. So wish me luck while I try to squeeze Spookopoly into a very busy month. But happy spooky season, friends. And I hope you read lots of wonderful things this month and get to live your best spooky life. I am manifesting fall as hard as I can because even though it's technically already fall, it's 81 here today and it's going to be 87 tomorrow. So it's fall in my heart. If nothing else, hopefully by the time this video goes up, the Pacific Northwest will have figured her shit out. And it will really be fall. But anyways, we are now at the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching and spending your precious time with me. I would love to hear if you've read any of the books I mentioned in this TBR, unless you hated them, and then just don't tell me yet. Wait until my wrap up and then you can tell me if you hated them. And then otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye.